Good to go.
Oh, you're back. So you got your soundboard again.
I got my soundboard. I'm back on home ground. Other home ground.
Dang it, Dan. I didn't have enough time. I actually wanted to make a soundbite of I was gonna make a soundbite of FNFNME and the Dow Jones is at 50,000.
We haven't done a lot of things. Like I haven't done the
Dan, yo.
I haven't done the Patreon thing. Dude, I have so much. Like right now, I spend my whole day apologizing for not having gotten back to people last
I literally
week.
bumped into a podcast listening to today, and they wanted to give me the cash, and they're like, "Should I start budgeting?" I was like, "No, don't give me the money. Wait, we're sorting it out. By this episode, we'll be done."
So
So
take
please.
the cash. That takes us away from removes the what is it, 30% from PayPal.
Then we've got to have to reconcile and figure out who did what and what. I'm so stressed, and I've got so much stress right now. Please, don't give me more stress.
Since Monday, I've been getting back to people's like, I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you last week, and then getting back to what was supposed to be. So I have a lot that I'm catching up on. But as I
you know
was,
what I've also learned?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I've learned? Like, I think that's also what's holding us back in business. Have you ever been trying to talk to like a bigger person, like a big wig who's trying to close a deal, and they take forever to get back to you? They never apologize. They just say, sorry, okay, totally. They never apologize. Yeah. That's the problem. I think when you apologize, it shows weakness. You know what I mean?
Think so.
We've got to project strength. We've got to project strength.
I'm down with projecting strength. I am, Phil. I am actually down with that. I think that it's okay for us to also be decent human beings.
So I'm looking at my video.
That's
I look
what's
like a
holding us
hostage video. It looks like I'm a hostage right now. Does it look like I'm a hostage? Hello, everyone. Dan is treating me well, and I am fine. He has asked me to read these conditions.
You could decrease lower your mic slightly so that your face is visible. You know, it works.
So this is the problem, right? Because I'm using an ad hoc desk. If I lower the mic, look what happens.
So you could increase the height of your chair, just so your face
the chair
is
height
visible.
is at maximum. The chair height is at maximum.
Also,
okay, wait, hold on. Let me see.
Also, please don't adjust the.
Is that better? Is that better, Dan?
It's
I've lowered the chair. Now the chair's there. I feel like I'm sitting on a kiddie stool. Does that look better for you? Are you happy? Then I can make it look like it's looking down on me like that. Yeah.
I am okay with it.
Yeah. Hello. Hey, guys. As you can see, I literally just came from a conference. So, I was getting a lot of comments from people that listen to the podcast. They're like, Phil, you own a tie?
I was about to say that, actually. I was about to say, oh, nice, Phil.
My guy, this year we're professionals.
We are working hard. What I can say is we're working hard. But this is what I was just saying to Phil before we started. I was saying, you see, this is the problem.
Okay, look, this is what I'm talking about. Look at my mic. Look at my mic. Sorry. Look. Just by itself. I need to figure out how to stop it. Yeah, anyway, Dan, you're telling me?
Yeah, I was saying, we think we need to work hard to achieve success. However, that is the thinking of the permanent underclass. You know what I'm saying?
Speak on it, King.
We got to adopt a different mindset. You know what I'm saying?
A growth mindset.
Not just a growth. We got to let go of this the instinctive poverty that we have built into our almost our DNA.
I feel you, King. No, I feel you. That's actually what I've been doing recently, man. I'm very positive. I've been working. I've been like any task. This has actually been. I would like to say this has probably been my most productive month in several years, which I'm proud of. Also, speaking of which, we're now on the eve of my birthday. There's a special cake that I would like. A Costco. They call it the Costco biscuit layer cake. I've already spoken to Carl. Carl has prepared the recipe. He's just awaiting people to start ordering. So if you guys just hit up Carl's Secret Desserts on Instagram with a K and place your orders for Phil's Cake. If you just say Phil's Cake, he'll know what you're talking about. Okay? Otherwise, please hit me up in the DMs and send money.
Why is it called a secret? Why is it Secret Desserts?
Oh wait, actually no, it's Carl's. Let me not mislabel it. I think I might have think it's Carl's.
Phil, in line with our current mindset.
Carl's Forbidden. Sorry, there we go. Carl's Forbidden Pastries. So it's Carl's Forbidden Pastries _ between each letter. Shout out to my boy Carl. He's never let me down with any of his cakes. So if you please want to just, holler at him so I can get my birthday cake. And then, head to the Namas with a full belly.
Phil,
I'm going to the Namas, by the way.
This thing of begging. No begging, Phil. No begging. Nah, we not beg, friend.
I'm demanding.
We not beg. Nah. We gonna buy. Carl's forbidden. We buying your shop, son. We're gonna pay you a salary.
Okay, this mic keeps moving.
Yes, to answer your initial question, we are indeed going to the Namas. I went today to collect my ticket.
Okay. Wait, one ticket?
Single ticket.
No missus.
Yeah, the missus is in Cape Town. I mean, I was offered, would you like to come with the missus? I said, nah, unfortunately, she's not here.
So wait, why don't you just get extra tickets to give? Anyway, speaking of, Dan also got some tickets for Point Black, and we've got some extra tickets. So we're giving away 10 tickets to some listeners. I might just give away 20. We'll see what is going on. But the giveaway might not be special based on some of the things that we've seen. But that's the story for that.
Now that you've received your tickets, now you're talking greasy. Now you're talking outside your neck.
I'm not talking greasy. I'm just like, but why would you say that, public? Like, why? But also, keep in mind, this is the first year. There's 2 new vendors. There's 2 new event managers. So maybe they're getting used to things. But it has been a market. It's been markedly quiet.
Let's get to it, Phil. Let's get to it. We have it on our
Dan.
points.
Because are we? No, that's not that.
Good to go.
Don't worry, I'm back.
Good to go.
I'm back,
Good to
baby.
go.
I'm back,
Good
baby.
to go.
Whatever you were doing in previous weeks, we don't need it no more. Thank you for holding it down, but
good to go.
We actually are.
Good to go.
Oh yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are y'all
good to go? Good to go. Good to go. Good to go. Good to go.
I can't hear anything, Dad.
I'd forgotten to change my settings. This guy. We back, baby! You want to throw back, Phil? You want to throw back?
Throw it back.
Girl, you look good. Want your facts, that thing.
Oh man, we've been doing this podcast for too long.
We back, baby! Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast. This is Two Broke Twimbos. I didn't even do the right. Walk one day. My name is Danny that guy, aka Danos the Mad Titan, aka Denford Wekumaraini, aka Denimbi, my life, your entertainment, aka back off my lithium concentrate, son. Go chew your batteries if they're running out, but this lithium stays here, aka Hakuna Mumwendi Danmu.
For a moment, I thought you were talking about the mental health drug lithium. Then I got your joke, but now's not the time to be joking about mental health and afflictions, Dan. I don't know if you follow me.
Phil, long-time listeners of the podcast know that the only time that I mention anything that's, really important to discuss within the country is just a single line in the intro. Otherwise...
Oh, yeah. So someone actually cracked it. So I was at a conference and they're like, oh, yeah, Phil, you do the podcast with Dan. And I'm like, I only know Dan from Corporate Spaces. And then I bumped into him on TikTok and I saw he's busy making snide jokes about political commentary and current events. I was like, this is Danny. Wow. So, what's the reputation you're building?
What jokes am I making? No, you're following the wrong Danny, bro. You're following the wrong Danny.
Anyway, that's right. He's the wrong, the unmistakable, the irrefutable, the unquestionable, the undeniable, the irredeemable, but very successful. Phil Chada gave him the lost the big boss, we gave him the beef. Filthy Phil, Shami Tingle Drink, DJ Makarati. And of course, good friend, purchase me a Raptor.
Right.
Good friend, purchase me a birthday cake. A Carl's Forbidden Pastry. Costco cake that he's giving.
Is he paying for all this promo that he's getting?
He's giving me a discount cake, Dan.
For forbidden cakes. Anyway, let's start off by celebrating some Zimbabweans doing big things. I have a ton of Zimbabweans this week. Let me start off with someone who has set the timeline ablaze. His name is none other than Tashon Tarumbidzwa Murisa, 17-year-old British Zimbabwean youth football player who signed his first ever professional contract with Arsenal Football Club. North London forever. He has been with the Arsenal Academy since he was just 6 years old. Now he's been promoted to the senior team. Of course, he will still be considered as a junior player, but well done on getting his professional contract. He's done well for Arsenal, having played in the Under-16s Premier League Cup, which he won along with his team. Played in the FA Youth Cup as well. I saw many people were celebrating him and erroneously referring to him as Stuart Murisa's son. Phil, I know that you are not familiar with the golden age of Zimbabwean football. Stuart Murisa is one of Zimbabwe's finest strikers of yesteryear. Yeah, so everyone was like, what? Is that Stuart Murisa's son? In fact, people were very confidently saying it's Stuart Murisa's son. Well, former Zimbabwean footballer Stuart Murisa has addressed rumors circulating on social media that he is related to Rising
drop a Billie Jean. But the kid is not my son.
Speaking from his base in the United Kingdom, Stuart Murisa said he was surprised by the rumors and clarified that Teshon is not his son.
I'm sorry. This is just funny. No matter how you look at it, it's hilarious. That baby ain't mine.
He confirmed that his only child, Stuart Jr., had previously played football but has since stopped. I quote,
yo, how uncomfortable was it in the Murisa household when the wifey is looking through social media and she's like, yo.
He says, I am happy for Teshon's progress being a football person, but he is not my son. Stuart Jr. is my only son. He once played football.
This once again proves the moral standing of a Zimbabwean man.
100%.
The typical man, once a child has shown promise and potential and success, would be rushing to claim them, even though they were not involved in raising. But no, not Mr. Murisa. He did the opposite. He was like, this child is doing well, and it's still mine.
He said, a lot of people have been phoning me endlessly, wanting to know if Teshon is my son. Let me clarify that the boy is not my son. I only have Stuart Jr. Don't you think that house was like there was an air of disappointment?
There's a funnier angle to this story, but I'm not even going to approach it. But there's a funnier angle to this guy.
Let's leave that. But anyway, congratulations to Teshon Tarumbidzwa Murisa. If you're Zimbabwean and you were looking for a team to support in the English Premier League, and you're like, I don't know, Manchester United sucks at the moment. Liverpool kind of don't have an identity. Chelsea is just full of American money that's just not doing well. Manchester City has got 115 charge. I don't know which team to support. Well, support your youngster here, Teshon. I mean, his name is Tarumbidzwa. How more Zimbabwean can you get? To let you know, he was born in the UK. Apparently, he spent some time in Zim, but I don't have all the details of that. I just saw several.
So you're people to support a team of disappointment. Just a team of disappointment.
It changes. This season, it changed. I'm quiet. Guys, I'm quiet. And I know.
Do you know how bad it is for Arsenal? Ruby was cracking offhanded jokes at the conference today about Arsenal. I was just like, yes.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay, guys. I'm quiet. We've taken it for years. We're used to it. But
hey, yo.
Let it just come.
Hey, yo.
Anyway.
By the way, Dan, has your video has fallen off a cliff.
My apologies. I accidentally kicked the phone and it started shaking. So I assume that the AI is trying to recalibrate. I'm sure it shall.
No, I don't know if it's AI. I think it's more of your connectivity. Maybe it is because your audio is fine, but your video looks like my video from last week.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Over here, it looks good, I think. So it should be good.
Okay. So maybe it's just my internet. Anyway, yes. Moving on. Let's celebrate some more Zimbabweans doing big things. Let's shout out someone by the name of Chioniso Tsikisai. She created a short film called Bureau de Change, and it has been awarded the Best Experimental Short Award at the Brazil New Visions International Film Festival. So Zimbabweans doing things in Brazil. What? Yo, so shout out to Chioniso Tsikisai. This film has apparently been doing very well. She made it last year, and it has been running through the film circuits. It was shortlisted for the Bioscope Short Film Competition in 2025 in Zim, and it has also been part of the EU Film Festival in Zim, Bokola Film Festival, some festivals in Durban, California, Nigeria,
the first time liftoff sessions, Jamaica, and now this Brazilian one as well. Oh, Namibia Film Week as well. So congratulations to Chioniso Tsikisai, and hopefully we'll be able to see that soon here in Zimbabwe. Also want to give a big shout out to Winky D, who has been nominated for the 43rd Annual International Reggae and World Music Awards, or IROMA. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you'll probably recognize that it seems every year he's nominated. Well, yes, he has been nominated 5 times before. He's won a couple of times. I just can't remember exactly how many. But yeah, he's nominated alongside Cindy Sanyu from Ghana, Red San from Kenya, Shatawale from Ghana, and Timaya from Nigeria, as well as Sosi from Congo. Also nominated at the same award ceremony, Zimfest from the UK. They are nominated for Concert of the Year, parentheses, one day. Also nominated alongside a Best of the Best from Miami and Intimate Jamaica Concert from Jamaica and Ghana's Shutterfest. So yeah, voting is public, by the way, and it's open until May the 5th. So if you would like to vote for Winky D or for Zimfest, please feel free to go look for the IROMAs, or the International Reggae and World Music Awards. Also, this one is like a little bit of a side congratulations to a lady by the name of Marlene Mangami. She was this past week. Okay, context. This past week, Microsoft was in London. They are doing what they call the AI tour, and they're doing keynotes in these key cities. So Satya Nadella is actually doing these keynotes. And you know how in all these like presentations, like especially with Apple, it's quite common with Apple where they pass it over to someone else to continue the presentation. Well, she was one of the people who was doing the presentation. So yeah, congratulations to Marlene Mangami. She posted on her Twitter, and I saw it. I was like, oh, snap. Nice. You know, someone with a very Zimbabwean flag and everything. And she was like, oh, I had a great time. Just today I was able to, do a presentation alongside the CEO of Microsoft. So shout out to her.
Nice.
And this is not necessarily a Zimbabwean doing it big, but I wanted to get your opinion on this. The Zimbabwe Football Association, or ZIFA, announced this week that Zimbabwe will officially be participating in the upcoming FIFA World Cup. The nation will compete in the console, mobile, and Rocket League categories. This was announced by ZIFA Competitions and Projects Manager Kudzai Chitima, who described the development as a significant milestone for the association's competitions portfolio. ZIFA Head of Marketing, Media and Communications, Mike Madoda, emphasized the broader vision. Can we call Mike, actually?
Yeah, it's early enough. Let's go.
This is about...
If not, his children will tell him.
This is about embracing the future of football. The modern game lives both on the pitch and in the digital space. Okay, yeah.
I've got questions, but let me ask Mike. Are you calling him?
I'm using my phone to thing. So unless I call him from here. Can I call him from here? Mike Madoda.
Yeah, you can.
Also, we may have to edit it because Mike will likely... Oh, no, I can only call from the app. Call him. Have you got his number?
I've got the wife's number. Let me double check.
Maybe not call the wife this late in the evening.
Send me his number. No, I don't have Mike's. I've got TT's number.
Anyway, it's fine. We'll get a future comment from Mike. But I put this down because I was like, okay, cool.
Dude, you can call him on WhatsApp. I don't understand what's confusing.
I can, but I can only do it from the app, not from the WhatsApp web.
What do you mean you can't?
I literally just tried just now to do the call, and it was like, you have to download the app to make the call. So.
What?
Phil, I'm not foolish. I tried.
No, I get you, but I'm also confused.
I suppose I can download the app quickly. Yeah,
it's fine. It's okay, but actually, we'll send him a message so that he can send a voice note, and then we'll insert the voice note.
It's okay. I'm like, let me send him a message. You're right.
But so I get the esports part. I don't understand how ZIFA got involved.
That was exactly, and
because you also said Rocket League. For those of you guys that don't know, Rocket League is a video game. If you imagine when you were a child and you had remote control cars, and your remote control cars were playing soccer, that is Rocket League. So how ZIFA and Rocket League are
even okay, console we get it. Even mobile. So it's people playing FIFA on their mobile. I mean, yo, why is FIFA? Okay, so maybe we just don't have a body in place that has the structures to be able to manage a national team at the FIFA World Cup. But I find it a little bit weird that Zifa is overseeing the FIFA. I mean, that's
maybe this is part of like Mike's active outreach and rebrand. I don't know, but it's very peculiar.
I would have preferred. I know there's a national association of esports or esports association or something like. I know that because I've spoken to them before on radio, and it's a bunch of young people who are gamers, right? But I think that's who should be doing this. They would understand it anyway. Still.
I can't wait for Mike to break this down and explain like his Rocket League username. And
like, let me send him a message now.
You actually just reminded me. I need to download Rocket League so I can play with my niece and nephews. Actually, thanks for reminding me. Bam.
Anyway, Phil, any follow-ups from our last episode? I don't have anything major.
No, I think what else I got to speak on? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was trying to, there's stuff we did discuss last week that I wanted to get back to. Oh, no major updates in they're still looking for the.
I do have one update that came from our Patreon group, actually.
Oh, word. What's the update?
If you recall, last week we were discovering in real time the influence of Maloti. I planned, unfortunately, my time ran away from me, but I did plan, if you're listening to this podcast, by the way, and you have video editing skills, drop me a DM. But I did plan on creating a little clip.
No. I
was hoping it would catch her attention.
No.
And then she can come on the pod and explain.
No.
Why do you fear that, Phil? What's the problem?
No.
I see you have never trended on Zim Celebs before. Look, I won't lie.
For good reason.
I won't lie. No. It's not a great experience.
Do you see what I'm wearing? Okay. Do you see where I'm trying to go in my life?
Have I ever told the story on this podcast of why I trended on Zim Celebs?
No, you didn't, because you were still in negotiations.
Okay.
And I also respect your privacy, so I was like, let me let you deal with your guard.
That wasn't trend. I was on Zim Celebs, but that's a small thing. It's not like it was very few people engaged with that. It was like, oh, okay, some guy I don't know is allegedly doing stuff in his life, whatever. I trended, and I'm talking about one of those videos that got like hundreds of thousands of views. I don't know how many it ended up being, and literally thousands of comments. It wasn't a video; it was a post. I posted on Twitter what I thought was a joke, which was, imagine you meet someone.
Oh, yes, I remember this one.
You meet someone, you start speaking, and you discover, wow, we've got a lot in common. This person's amazing. She seems so cool, or he seems so cool. And every time that you talk, you just begin to learn more and more about them that you love. And after a while, you start thinking, wow, I think I'm falling for this person. I think there could be something here. And then you discover that they are regularly in the comments section of Zim Celebs. All right? So I assume it's Taff or whoever it is at Zim Celebs. Clip that, put it on their post, and like, what do you think of this? And people started insulting me. I had to stop reading those insults because, listen, sticks and stones. I'm a sticks and stones guy. I don't take that stuff to heart. But at some point I was like, man, you guys are mean, man. People were upset. They were trying to imply, so you think because we comment on Zim Celebs, there's something wrong with us. Well, this guy, who is even this guy, Danny? He looks like someone who has 5 kids. Oh, why? Why do I look like that? People started describing my face. It was rough.
You do look like you have 5 kids.
Why do I look like someone who has 5 kids? What does that even mean? Is that an insult? What does that mean?
No, that's actually like hilarious. And you don't look after them. Why don't you look after your kids, Daddy?
Anyway, so I will still work on that.
What
on
a
that Maloti
quality
video.
roast! Oh no, that was a quality roast. Oh, they got you good. That was such a quality.
Anyway, according to our Patreon group, yes, people are familiar with Maloti.
Sister Wanjati salad. It was like
And Maloti speaks 2.5 languages, Shona, Raf, and a bit of English. I was like, damn. And Zano took her on autopilot, quick, fast. I was like, okay. I feel like this is someone I should follow. Anyway, so that was the only feedback I have. But
oh man, that's actually hilarious.
This week, Phil, we have some things to talk about. Let's get into the big controversy that everyone all over the world is talking about. This week, this past weekend was the 79th BAFTA Film Awards. What does BAFTA stand for, Phil?
I was about to say something very rude.
BAFTA. British Academy Film Awards. So I guess British Academy Film.
I should make some jokes, but this is such a serious one. I don't want to.
Guys, Phil, we can't. Okay. It is a serious squad, but the whole purpose of this podcast is to discuss serious
I
squads.
was saying I was going to do some disruptive ticks.
I see.
While you
okay.
I was like,
That might get you cancelled. Okay.
It can't because I actually have the mental affliction. So I'm actually intimately aware with this. That I don't know if you noticed, but I actually do have a tick that is similar to Tourette's, but it's just like involuntary muscle. And sometimes
are you saying you have Tourette's, Phil? Or because Tourette's is not just about speaking, right?
Yeah. So I have a mild tick related more to seizures. So some of the medication I take, which I've discussed in the podcast before, is to reduce that mental tick because when I have anxious thoughts, I like twitch. Or sometimes it does present as Tourette's-like syndromes, but it's not full-on Tourette's. No.
Okay. So let's tell the story in case there's someone who doesn't know what's happening, right? So this past weekend was the BAFTA Awards in the UK out there. At the very first award, big award ceremony, they've got superstars in the audience. It's a thing, right? At the very first award presentation. Presenting the award was Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, two black icons. And let me actually play it, and you guys can actually see. We can see if you can hear it directly. Okay, so take a listen to this. Is it on? Yeah, it's on. There you go.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making. We're here to
Yeah, Phil, why are you doing that?
No, because it's so like
it's so blatant.
No, wait, is that version has to be enhanced, right?
I don't think so.
Why is it so crystal clear? Like it's clearer than our voices, bro.
Okay, so if you didn't hear it very clearly, even though as Phil said it was quite crystal clear, as Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were beginning their presentation, during a pause in their speaking, a man with Tourette's by the name of John Davidson, who was in the audience, shouted out the N-word. And they paused briefly. You could see they registered, and credit to them for their professionalism because they carried on.
Because I don't like. If I was me, I would have done a reversal for Will Smith. I would have been in that crowd like, who? What?
Who are you talking? Well, apparently the context is that they announced on the evening, right at the beginning, that one of the movies that was being honored at the BAFTAs was a movie called I Swear, which was a movie about the man who was in the crowd, John Davidson, and it was about Tourette's. So they explained that, hey, please be aware that we have someone with Tourette's here. Not just Tourette's, but he's got the coprolalia, which is the specific type of Tourette's, which makes you shout out the most obscene thing you can think of at any moment. It's apparently a compulsion, a tic that he cannot control. So be aware that throughout the evening, he may say some stuff, and people applauded and they were very understanding, right? So the communication that came through from the BAFTAs was this was already announced. Anyway, as you can imagine, when these clips started going viral, it led to huge conversations. I would like to put a disclaimer here. I do not have an in-depth understanding of Tourette's or coprolalia or all the details of the compulsion versus what makes you say specific words and so on. So I may say a few maybe ignorant, perhaps some people may say ableist things, but all I will do is use the information I have and some of what I've tried to gain. I must say this past week I've learned more about Tourette's than any other time. So perhaps this was kind of the point. But anyway, the point is I have opinions still. But anyway, that's the story. So
As do I. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot I want to get to, but and there's a lot of incredible ironies. One is John was there, nominated for a movie based on his condition and his life called I Swear. And boy, did he.
Yeah.
And secondly, Delroy Lindo was acted in a very, very famous meme, or rather clip that became a meme, involving that very word. For those of you that are unaware, let me play you the clip from The Good Show, The Good Fight, where he's toying with this word. Let me play it here.
He's pointing out a double standard here, Adrian. I mean, take hip-hop. We've talked about this on the show before. You have African-American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
So the context is, on this show, Delroy Lindo is on a roundtable discussion on a news network, much like Fox, where a white news anchor is saying there's a double standard because hip-hop or rappers, black people can say the N-word, but white people can't. And this is his response.
You have African-American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay, this is hypocritical. You know we can't.
Sure you can. This is America. Both of you. Say it.
All right, I think we can move on.
Why move on?
Clearly, John is a big Delroy Lindo fan because he was like, yo, I've been watching that clip. Let me follow through.
I mean, that was scripted, by the way. It wasn't like a real life thing. But okay. So, man, there's so many angles to discuss here. And all week I've been reading so many takes that I've even forgotten a lot of them. But okay. So in my mind, there's three sort of separate layers to discuss here. Number one, was John Davidson wrong? Or is there any blame to be attributed to him? Like I've already said, I clearly don't know enough about Tourette's to be able to answer that very authoritatively. However,
very wellly.
However, from the little that I know, I think some questions can be asked about, okay, if we know that, okay, and let me not get too ableist, because should he not be allowed to be somewhere in public?
That's not the problem.
I'll get to the other layers. Okay, let me just mention them. So that we can
finish your point, and then I think it'll make for a more lively discussion.
Fair enough. Okay. So first of all is the blame that can be apportioned towards this John Davidson person who's got Tourette's. Secondly, the awards ceremony itself and the BAFTAs and the BBC, which aired the award ceremony, what blame must be apportioned to them for it being aired? And then thirdly, a much broader discussion about ableism versus racism versus broad and general hate and grace that must be apportioned towards, groups and so on and so on. So in my mind, that's how I see the three layers that are worth discussing. So let me go to the first one. John Davidson himself. This is a comment that I made in the group, and this was before I had done some research. I said, I don't know much about Tourette's. All I'm saying is the excuse that I have Tourette's or coprolalia would not prevent you from getting hands in the street. I understand the concept of not trying to be ableist. Just because someone is born with a disorder or some sort of disability, I don't know if you can even say disorder, by the way, born with a disability, it doesn't mean that they should be excluded from living a full life, right? And as society as a whole, we are, to a certain extent, going to accept that, listen, this person should be able to live a full life. The debate to me doesn't boil down to whether he can or can't control it. I believe he can't. It's as simple as that. He can't control it. He's compelled. He says the worst thing. Some people have questioned whether, but why is that the word that he chose? Why didn't he say something else or whatever? And again, I don't know enough to answer that question, but I am willing to accept that, Dan, you don't know enough about this Tourette's syndrome, and everyone who has it says you are compelled to say the worst thing, the thing that you're trying not to say. It's not something that you secretly want to say. It's not something that you've been harboring in your heart, but now you don't have, you don't have boundaries anymore. No, you say the worst thing in many situations. Okay, fine. So to me, the debate now is, should he apologize? And the debate that I saw, which I think is a fair debate, was people were saying, should someone apologize for example, not being able to walk? And the people were saying, no, that's not the equivalent. The equivalent is, should someone apologize if they run over you with their wheelchair? I think most people would say it's reasonable. Yes, you have a disability, right? And you ran over someone's foot, which means you caused hurt to them as a direct result of your disability. Perhaps you're in a space where most people are standing and walking, and perhaps it's awkward having a wheelchair. You ran over someone's foot. Is it insane to expect that you would say sorry? Oh, sorry for that. I think for most people, there would be an understanding that, listen, you have this disability, but because of your disability, you caused hurt to someone else, so you apologized. And that person, they wouldn't take it to heart. They should also have a certain amount of grace because you didn't mean it. It's because of your disability. In my mind, I think on a one-to-one basis, I think it makes sense to just simply say an apology because of something that you did involuntarily. So that's my mind on the first layer. Over to you. What do you think?
I think it's important to remember that 70% of social media is bots. So we need to remove ourselves from some of these debates because it's just engagement farming, especially since Elon started selling that blue check mark.
Yeah.
Did you see that 60 Minutes piece on the people that are making money off trolling online?
I did. I did see that, actually. Funny enough. It makes you think twice about responding to people who say stuff online.
Especially people with blue check marks. Especially people who have blue check marks on their Twitter profile. Scum of the earth, those people. Scum of the earth.
I happen to have a blue check mark. However, I do not qualify. I do not qualify for monetization. I do not have one. I live in a country. I believe I can still earn in Zim. I don't know, but
you can. Yes,
I do not have enough verified followers apparently, and I do not have.
There's a lot of people earning in Zim. Especially there's a big male and a big woman creator that I make. I'll let you. And they come up with the most ridiculous discussion.
Yeah,
topics.
I think I know who you're talking about.
So
but it's mad because they're earning $50 or something. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Back to your point. I think you are deeply citing the Guan. If you cause the harm, whatever the reason for the harm is, at a base level, you must apologize. And to John's credit, he realized he caused the harm. He released an apology. I, as someone who has a mental affliction and physical afflictions, I understood perfectly. Also, to understand your point, the problem with you pushing back on what you initially said is there is no medical alert bracelet for Tourette's. Meaning, if a grown man is in the streets and he sees two black people and he shouts the N-word, he's gonna get hands, and people if he's surrounded by other black people aren't gonna stop him because like a white man said N-word, he must receive hands. Only hours later, after he's recovered, the police have taken statements and the fight's broken up. People like,
do you think he'd keep saying it as he's getting there?
So
we didn't mean to
but
laugh.
This is the only way society can move forward, sadly, is someone has to get stomped out for people to start realizing the Tourette's condition. And maybe we should give these guys like a yellow, okay, not yellow, because that's the Lance Armstrong one, but maybe like a blue wristband or something. But people are like, wait a minute, he's got the Tourette's wristband on. Maybe he didn't mean it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But so we've created a level of awareness around the affliction, which is important. So him apologizing is fine. Now to level 2, which is I think the racism thing. We can't. I think we don't know what's in his heart. Once you understand a little bit about Tourette's, that part, I think it's a debate that would just lead to a circular argument, in my opinion. Like, there's no, unless you are God himself, you can't tell, right? Did he say a racist slur? Yes. Is he a racist? I don't know.
You'd have to use other things to judge that.
Yeah, I need a bigger body of evidence outside of that. Now, number 3, the BAFTAs and BBC were on some BAFTA-S, some BS. Because, I don't know if you know this, Dan. Dan, do you know why we were able to hear John so clearly?
I was about to say this because that's my second layer. Because he had a microphone in front of him.
But Dan, did you see what row he was sitting in, by the way? Did you manage to get that?
Way in the back. Because remember, he's not an
40th row.
actor.
40th.
He's not an actor. He's not a producer. I mean, I suppose he's by the fact that the movie's about him.
He's an actor because it was about himself.
Yeah,
because he's acting
it was
in
about
the
him,
movie.
but it was acted by someone else who played him.
Yeah. So once again, he's in row 40.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 40. Now, I've been to many a theater. To me, 40 is near the toilets, bro.
We are going to be, Phil, if we are sitting in row 40, we need to work hard on life at the numbers. We need to work hard on life.
The way things are going, we're going to be sitting on stage.
Anyway, so
Good to go.
before we move to the fault of the BAFTAs and the BBC and whatever, I want to know from your opinion. So it's a given he should apologize. But I don't think it's a bot thing that many people are saying he shouldn't have to apologize for his disability.
I disagree with, no, he shouldn't have to apologize for his disability. He should apologize for causing harm, which is what he did. He apologized for causing harm.
Now,
And he did the right thing.
Now, the thing that shut this down for me super easy is someone posted a clip from the very movie that was being celebrated.
And once again, in that clip, what does he do immediately after he says what he says?
So this man says, F the Queen to the Queen. Everyone is shocked. And he immediately apologizes. I don't understand why that is so difficult a concept. I agree. I actually agree. If you have this, again, I don't know enough about it, but from everything that I've learned, it sounds to me that this is a really terrible affliction to have, and society should have an amount of grace towards such a person. But you can still hurt people because of your disability. So is it too much to expect, even immediately on that same microphone, I'm sorry. Or if not immediately, maybe you're too mortified by what's happened. And again, I have to understand there's probably a lot of mental strain that comes with having this kind of condition. Afterwards, he did put out somewhat of an apology, but not to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. In fact, in this apology, the only thing that he mentions about them is that he reached out to Michael to apologize. I think to Michael and Delroy to apologize privately. That's what he says. What's so difficult is to simply say, I appreciate you guys for, learning more about this affliction, and I appreciate everyone who had the grace towards me. And I just want to publicly apologize to Michael and Delroy. I know that they know I didn't mean it. It's part of my condition, and I'm so happy for their grace. We would have spent this whole time telling everyone who's talking like, hey, leave him alone. He apologized. But no, here we are. He didn't. You said to his credit, he apologized. I read the apology, unless he's put out another apology.
Wait, so you brought up a clear point. I did read it. I did not internalize that he did not apologize to them directly. So fair point to you for bringing that, because I'm bringing it out again, and you're right. I don't see their names in this apology. So I guess it's back to FM.
And again, not for what he did, but for just apologize, bro. You said something, and I think many people, obviously, it's something that we've spoken about on this pod before. Many people don't understand the hurt that can cause when that word is used in that manner. And again, I say this because I know there's some people who listen to this podcast who feel this way, right? They have a very almost toxic masculine kind of view of, listen, man, you guys say it to each other. We say it to each other. Even in our music, we say it to each other. We need to get over it. Yes, he must get beaten up, but we need to stop. And the thing is, there's hurt attached to it that comes from generations of deliberate hurting an entire racial group. So there is hurt attached to it. Just the same way that we can say, get over it. We can say get over it about a bunch of things. Why must black people be the one to get over it? So anyway, my opinion is, from what I know, you were not wrong for saying it, because you can't help it. You were wrong for not apologizing afterwards. All you had to do was just do a direct apology. Your non-apology, in my opinion, was not good enough. But to me, non-apology or failing to properly apologize, or maybe apologizing with the PR person and not quite getting the wording right, in my mind, that's like a lesser sin. I don't think, in my mind, it's like, hey, bro, you're kind of wrong for that, as opposed to burn him or anything like that. Like, come on, bro, just give a direct apology to the people that you hurt, the people you said it to, the people that were in the audience, the people that were watching live. Firstly, okay, on the second level, and I think this now speaks to what you were talking about, which is the role of the BAFTAs and the BBC. Some context. The BAFTAs and the broadcasting of the BAFTAs on the BBC, between them is a 2-hour delay. The reason for that 2-hour delay is to allow time for censorship. If anyone says something off, says something, because I mean, you got a bunch of creatives on stage, you know?
What a concept.
Completely understand it. By the way, it's supposed to exist in Zim as well, but most of us don't do it. But yeah, even for live programs in many places, the standard, for example, in many places are 2 minutes or 1 minute sometimes, so that you can sort of edit on the fly. The audio is coming in, you quickly snip whatever you need to snip or add a beep and you let it go out. There's people who are trained to do that, you know, and so on. This one has a full 2-hour delay before it gets broadcast. And it worked extremely well because at the BAFTAs, there was pardon me, I've forgotten his name now. Hold on, let me pull it up.
So well researched. Are you talking about the Palatine? Palatine
Yes.
speech was the other slur.
What was his name? I should have written it down. I didn't. I made it. You see, again, I centered this on John Davidson once again. Okay, at the awards, as part of the award ceremony, one of the people who was winning an award spoke out afterwards to say thank you very much. And I just want to say, as many people do at these awards, you know, some of the things that he was affirming, and he said "Free Palestine." That was
prize-winning filmmaker Akinola Davis Jr.
Yes. So he said "Free Palestine," and it was censored. Thank you, Phil, for that. So clearly the censorship worked. There were other parts of the program. Apparently we were told, hey, no, relax, guys. He said many things during the evening. It wasn't just the N-word. Oh, is it? Why didn't we hear them? Oh, because we censored them. So why didn't you censor that one? We must have missed it.
Wait, I also just to clarify. What number award were Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan presenting again?
Best number one.
Whoa.
Number one.
Tricky, eh?
So yeah. So when
You know,
I can only
it's always and then as people that edit a podcast weekly know, and many other things, it's always hard to edit out the mistakes right at the beginning. They're the hardest to find. It's really hard to find those mistakes. It's not like you have more time. But also, the weird thing is, because there was a 2-hour delay and the show was ongoing, during the live show, Warner Brothers contacted the BAFTAs and said, hey, just a heads up, please make sure that N-word doesn't make it to the broadcast.
Yep.
Interesting. Maybe they were so busy. Maybe they were so busy running the live show, they didn't get to the emails. It happens. You know what I mean? Like you said in the beginning of the show. Aha, you see, even your mic fell.
My bad.
So many drop balls, which has obviously led to some people from the BAFTAs resigning. This is not the first time the BAFTAs have been accused of racial insensitivity. But I think that's a discussion that other podcasts will get into deeper because you know we're African focused. I think ultimately it's more so about understanding the affliction, also understanding the harm, and also maybe next time someone calls you an N-word or a K-word or whatever offensive slur, stop and ask yourself, do they have Tourette's?
Okay. Two things that I want to quickly mention about this layer before we move to what you've already kind of hinted at. Why was there a microphone in front of him?
Okay.
We know that this is going to happen.
So the thing is, right, there's two explanations and they're all horrible, right? Best case scenario, and this is the best case scenario, I thought about this and someone else also echoed it, is right. Someone in the production team was just told, yo, there's this guy called John. He's in row 50. He's got a disability. This person heard it and was like, oh yeah, you know what? Normally when people have disabilities and they might be honored at the awards, They can't make it all the way to the stage. They can't speak up. So to make sure that they are included and involved, let's add a microphone there.
Now
so
you're
that
actually
we can
just insulting us.
No, Dan. I'm giving you the scenario. That's the best, absolute best case. Worst case scenario is they were like, oh, we about to go viral. This guy's going to say some wild things. Let's make sure we get it on tape.
So, I can only assume, with all the information we have in front of us, that someone was deliberately hoping. Phil, we probably wouldn't have even mentioned the BAFTAs today here in Zimbabwe, all the way in Zimbabwe on this podcast. The BAFTAs happened this past weekend. Yeah, we probably wouldn't have even. It wouldn't even be in our talking points, unless a Zimbabwean won something. Yet here it is now, our main talking point today. Did they achieve what they were hoping to achieve?
I don't think so, because you know what? The thing is, in this topsy-turvy, upside-down world, I don't know anymore. I genuinely don't know. Because left is right, up is down. The Dow is at 50,000. I don't know, Dan. I don't know.
The thing is,
all I know is harm was caused. It's tiring. I feel, as an African, I think there's like second, maybe even third hand pain from this, but I feel really bad for Dowry Lindo. I feel bad for Michael B. Jordan. I feel bad for Black Americans. I feel bad for Black British people because they have to endure this. I even feel bad for the cast of Sinners, because Sinners had an amazing night and won 3 awards. We're not even talking about the awards they won because of this nonsense.
The BBC's official excuse is that the broadcast was housed in a busy editing truck outside the venue. According to their statement, the audio feed in the truck was chaotic and the producers simply failed to hear the N-word when it was shouted in the auditorium. Because they were operating on a 2-hour delay, they argued it was an honest, fast-paced editorial miss rather than a conscious choice to air the slur.
Wait. Those are two very conflicting statements. Because there was a 2-hour delay. Fam, with you know with the 2-hour delay, I can start Lion King, finish Lion King, restart Lion King, and Mufasa will still be dead after 2 hours.
In a subsequent internal apology to staff,
Within 2 hours, I can watch 3 episodes of your weird Night of the Seven Kingdoms show.
In a subsequent internal apology,
Within
that
2
show's great, by the way.
hours, I can get
I'm
through
really enjoying
60%
that
of
show.
Sinners.
BBC Chief Content Officer Kate Phillips admitted that the edit team actually did catch and remove a different racial slur shouted by Davidson later in the broadcast.
I want to cry. I was Big Black is tough. Yo, we're getting it from all angles.
Also, as Phil correctly mentioned, Warner Bros., the studio behind Sinners, went on record stating that immediately after it was said in the auditorium, they raised it to BAFTA and they were assured that it would be scrubbed from the BBC broadcast.
And that's the wild part. So they didn't miss the email. They saw the email. So that's the problem with plausible deniability. People aren't bright. Had you just left the email unread?
I will give a 0.1% acquiescence here. That, Phil, you and I have been part of productions that are far less organized than the BAFTAs, you would think. Imagine shame. Some poor intern put the wrong, it was edited correctly, or I don't know. Let's say that happened. The reason why it's only 0.1% is if that was the case, you can simply explain in detail. This is what we did. This is what, unfortunately, this one person did this. It was an honest error. However, due to the severity of it, we are putting them on administrative leave for 3 weeks or whatever. Something, you know? You can't just say, we missed it. Because now we're going to say, what do you mean you missed it when Warner Bros. Actually hit you up and said it's there, when you were able to catch everything else. This is the one thing that you missed. 2, we heard it so clearly. It was almost amplified. It was almost zoom and enhance. Anyway, then the third layer, which maybe we don't have the bandwidth to be able to fully unpack it, is I saw some takes that really made me say, yes. Even if everyone is telling the truth and there was no maliciousness. The problem does come up when there's an expectation from society. Because here's the thing, it's a very difficult situation. Someone who has a disability that compels them to say hurtful things. Someone who was hurt by something that was said by someone who has a disability, right? It's an impossible situation. Who must have the grace? Why is it always the minority group that has consistently been hurt for generations? Why must they always be the ones expected to have the grace? Why can't we expect everyone to show an equal amount of grace? Why can't there be, hey, just apologize. Hey, it's okay, this person. And even if that was the case, historically, because grace has not been shown to the group that we're referring to, that's Black people in a global space, surely you should expect that, you know what, it actually is that deep. So I heard some great takes, and I also heard some trash takes from people, and I heard from people who actually have this coprolalia, which is apparently so Tourette's refers to like this disorder that has, or rather the syndrome where you have these involuntary tics, and coprolalia is the one where you specifically say offensive things, and apparently it's only like 30% of people who have Tourette's, and people who have Tourette's is apparently less than 1% of the population, so it'll be like a 0.3% or so, I don't know, like a very small percentage of people. That still amounts to like thousands of people, but anyway, they have this compulsion to say hurtful things. Okay, but the thing that you said is still hurtful, and someone can feel the hurt. So in my mind, everyone is an adult. Here's this impossible situation. Let's all exercise grace. You say sorry, and I accept that you didn't mean it because of your disability. We all move forward as friends. Yippee-yay. Why is that so difficult? I don't know. To make it worse, Google
I forgot about this.
Send out a push notification. Now, if you get push notifications from Google News, you'll know that there's normally like a little summarized story of whatever's trending in Google News. Well, they sent out a push notification, which was a news story about this BAFTA controversy, and then they had a link which said more on N-words, fully spelled out. They apologized and they said that this is one of those.
I would have loved to click on that just to see what Google is.
More. Okay, what is the more actually?
Nigga.
They apologized and they said, "Listen, our system didn't work properly." I'm more willing to say, look, it's not you. It's not a human being that did this. It's your system.
AI is going great.
Yeah, AI is great. And the fun part of it, all this is happening during Black History Month. Yay!
Well, yeah, but yeah.
Anyway, I saw a very valid point. If the exact same thing happened, but the slur was directed towards another group of people who have been
maybe a chosen people, a chosen tribe,
and the slurs exist, very hurtful slurs. Because of a very rough history that has existed for a certain group of people. If a slur had been directed at that group and had been said, what would have happened? I don't know. I don't think there would have been calls for, hey, everyone relax.
There would have been a purge of all the people with Tourette's, bro.
Is all that's the thing. Anyway, Phil, sometimes, don't you worry sometimes that this is how, certain very ill feelings towards that group of people began. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
No, but this has actually been a very strong argument amongst people from, okay, let's separate this. End of topic, end of section here.
Yeah, this is what we might cut out depending on if we want to move forward.
No, randomly, a lot of people have been saying, in fact, let's just keep the new going. A lot of people within that group have been saying, yo, the way y'all move actually makes people hate us because you do stuff like this. So when you then use instead of addressing the guan, it gives people ammunition to actually express legitimate reasons for anti-like behavior.
And valid. But you see, my point is, even if you go to some of the periods in history where there were atrocities, and again, I don't want to get into all the conspiracy theories about the veracity of, all the history that we've been taught, but something that we can agree on is that there were atrocities committed towards a group of people. Is it possible that the rhetoric could have been, maybe some of it was initially based on true things for a small group of people that then painted a bad name for everyone, and then now there's constant reference to those people, and then now
So here's a wild one. Huh? I don't know, Dan, do you follow the NBA?
No, I don't. But
Okay.
every now
Are
and
you
then,
familiar with the controversy that involved Kyrie Irving? This is a separate issue, by the way, very separate issue. But I just remembered it.
I vaguely remember that he said wasn't he like a free Palestine dude, or no? He's either opposite.
No, so he's always worn the I forget the name of the official fabric, the Palestinian fabric, but he's never really addressed it. But he's always, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, supported the Palestinian people. But the summary being, in November of 2022, on his Twitter, he posted a link to a documentary that was on Amazon that was classed as anti-Semitic, and the name of the documentary was called Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. All right? So in that documentary, there's a lot of positing that the real Israelite people are black people, black Israelites, blah, 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 blah. So he received a suspension, he received a fine, and then the team that he plays with, the Brooklyn Nets at the time, he played for at the time, gave him a list of demands that he had to fulfill. This was the list of demands. Once again, all he did was tweet a link to a documentary. No comment, by the way. He just tweeted the link. He didn't say interesting, concerning, like some other person. He just tweeted a link. He was told he had to apologize and condemn the film. He had to donate $500,000 to anti-hate organizations. He was to complete sensitivity and anti-Semitism training. And he was supposed to meet with the Anti-Defamation League representatives. And he was supposed to meet with the team leadership to demonstrate remorse. And also meet with the commissioner. Just for tweeting a link. Not saying anything. So, just an interesting follow from your point. It's an interesting.
the world is just in such a messy place, man. I don't know what the solutions. I don't think there's any solutions. We are just in a very messy place. Anyway, let's move on to some more mess. I put this story here just because it was all over my timeline this past week. And okay, so this past week, on the 22nd of February, Mexican military forces reported that they had killed El Mencho, the leader of CJNG, which is the biggest, I believe it's the biggest cartel in Mexico. I believe it's even bigger than the famous one, that one. Anyway.
I'm not a criminal. I don't know these things.
The operation was assisted by U.S. intelligence. Apparently, El Mencho, who had been wanted for years and is one of the most violent people in the world. Like, if you read some of the stories, it's insane. But yeah, he had $15 million on his head, and he was killed. And this created chaos in Mexico, where the gang, CJNG, they unleashed retaliatory violence all across 15 Mexican states. I believe up to now, 70 people have died. El Tuli, a senior figure in the gang, offered 20,000 pesos per killed soldier here before they tracked him down and killed him. And the videos that are be coming out of Mexico is insane. It's just fires and burning everywhere and gunfights. And apparently they were going everywhere trying to find American tourists to take them hostage. Insane. The sort of center of where all of this is happening is in Guadalajara. And that happens to be one of the locations for the World Cup. Only 4 months away. And so there's still time, for things to calm down. Mm-hmm. It's just that people are buying tickets they've either already bought tickets or they are in the process of buying now.
Very expensive tickets, by the way.
I don't think so anymore. I'm sure they're going to go down.
You know,
some playoffs are going late next month. Next month, Phil, there are playoffs, including in Mexico. FIFA have come out and said they're closely monitoring the situation. I'm speaking, of course, from a FIFA World Cup perspective because, I mean, what do I have to do with Mexico?
This is what we should have called Mike for. Did you ask him for a comment? This is what you were supposed to comment for.
We're not there. I saw the South African Football Association announced, I think it was today or yesterday, that their camp had been set up in Mexico. I can't remember which town it was, but it was not Guadalajara. And just as I expected, everyone was like, hey, yo, are people going to be cool? I had a great time reading the comments, actually. Apparently, the camp will be in I don't know how to say this. Pachuca, Mexico. Yeah. People are saying the kit must include bulletproof vests.
Okay.
Etc.
I think
okay. I went down a rabbit hole when this happened because I want to find out.
Of course you did.
What's up with these
on your football Finsta account?
No. I mean, I was just Wikipediaing to like, who is El Mencho? Why have I never heard of him before? What is this CJNG?
Why did no one El Mencho?
My eyes just kept getting wider and wider. I don't know if did you hear there was a recorded phone call of him with a police officer, and he was upset that you guys, did I not tell you to leave me alone and whatever, and the way you were speaking and all that. Apparently, this dude. So these gangs in Mexico are even more brutal than some of the worst brutalities that you see from like terrorist organizations and stuff. They in order to send a message, they literally dismember people while they're alive and skin people alive and all that kind of stuff, right? They're like extremely brutal. Anyone accused of being a snitch, defecting to a rival gang, anything like that. Also, part of initiation obviously includes murder, reports of cannibalism. It was mad.
Cannibalism.
Yeah.
Why do I need to eat someone else to sell drugs? That's what
it's supposed to show how hardcore you are, right?
No. What happened to the good old fashioned drug dealers of yesteryear? Like just cutting up people with a chainsaw in a bathtub. You know, the good old days. What is this? What type of Hannibal Lecter type of gang is this, bro? What is happening?
And so the sort of conclusion that many people who know more about this than I do have said is it's clear that actually the cartels run Mexico and they just let everything happen because that's where their customers come from and all of that. So they're cool. And it's not really the government that runs it. It's insane to me that it's at this level. They're like fully armed. They don't just kind of have a few guns. They're like armed to the teeth.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but I don't want to sound like that annoying person.
Yeah,
I kind of have to. If you think the drug gangs of Mexico run the country, and that's shocking to you, boy, do I have news for you about their neighbors. Because they do it at a bigger scale.
That's probably where they actually get, even CJNG, their operations, of course they're based in Mexico, but I mean, I haven't seen their audited books yet, but I would imagine.
Yeah, we're not Deloitte dropping those financials.
I would imagine when they're looking at their EBITDA, you know.
I'd love to be on that earnings call.
Like, listen, we're delisting,
Al
guys.
Mancho, what's his name? Al Hancho, what's his name? Al Mancho, what's his name? Al Mancho was speaking to the directors about, we're down this quarter, guys. Sorry, demand was a little low. You know, the market was flooded. Prices were a little down. Consumer spend isn't what it was. Our product wasn't as strong as it was before, year on year. Our yields.
So here's the messed up part, right? All over social media, I've been seeing even certain big accounts posting that the person who gave the information to U.S. intelligence forces to find El Mencho and therefore got the $15 million reward is this person or that person. I was like, okay, is this meant to be like a joke? Is it supposed to be a it's you or something? I don't know. Like, is it like a joke for social media? Is it somewhat serious? Is this someone you hate and you're actually trying to get killed? Or I wouldn't play with that, yo. What? If you lived in the States? No ways. What? Nah, son. I don't know why people are doing that. That's crazy. But yeah, anyway, so that's what's going on over there. Will the World Cup continue? Tune in to next episodes of Dragon Ball
you
Z.
just reminded me. This is the one actually on the table because this is all very thing. But I think what's pertinent to our listeners and what they care about is, as you said, Dan, the World Cup is in 4 months. What's the World Cup song? Shouldn't we have a World Cup song by now?
The World Cup song, Phil, is clearly, obviously, Post Malone and that racist dude. Their song. It's Mr. Worldwide. Where's Pitbull these days, actually?
He's making guap, but genuine question. Shouldn't we have a World Cup song by now?
Normally wouldn't we have like a mascot? Is there a mascot?
At this point, it might be Trumpito, bro.
Anyway.
Like the way things are moving, the World Cup mascot is about to be an AR-15. That's what it's going to look. It's going to be. It's either going to be an AR-15 or a tank. Because Canada. Do you know what Canada is like? You know Canada is like that. You know when you do a group project, and you realize it's a 3-man group project, and you realize 2 of the people in your group are crackheads.
Yep.
And it's just like, hey, bro, I don't know, I don't know. What are we doing here, guys? Come on, guys, let's get to work then, eh? Come on, eh?
I don't know. I have no idea if everything will continue as is, but I actually think, no, there's no way the World Cup won't continue in Mexico. As you know, it'll be fine. I'm sure they'll figure it out. If worst comes to worst, I'm sure Trump will send his people.
They'll figure it out as well. But can you imagine if in 2012 a war broke out in East London, and East London was on fire? By East London, I mean East London, South Africa, or Bloemfontein. Imagine, they would have moved that World Cup so quickly.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's move on to some quick stories.
Okay, wait. What is the Qatar World Cup song? Now I'm actually, hold on. What was it was Davido, right? It was Davido and someone. Was it?
Let me quickly Google it. Qatar World Cup song. You know, the best World Cup song was the unofficial one, that one by Kanan. Just like a waving flag.
No, that was official. That was a Coke ad. The Coke, yeah, but Coke was the official sponsor. So technically, yeah, it was. It was the Davido. It was Davido and someone.
Is this Haya Better Together?
Yeah, that was the song. It was Davido on it, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Davido's on that one. Yeah, that's
well. Let me not play it.
Don't play it because we guys. I know also our subject matter on the podcast has veered away from music. Sorry, guys. We are just scared of being taken down. We need to figure out a way to discuss music because this week, the way I've been rinsing that Baby Keem album.
I haven't listened to it yet. You know what I was rinsing this week? That new J. Cole. You guys were. I saw people with very harsh takes on that album. I am enjoying it.
No, it was good. It was decent. It's not amazing.
It's not. It's not his.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now that Keem album. It really reminded me of just albums like. It's been a while since I've listened to an album. Even albums I love, right? Like GNX. I like GNX. I don't crave it. I enjoy it. I don't like Baby Keem album. Whew. Track 3. Every moment I get, that's my jam.
I haven't listened to it. I look forward to it.
Meanwhile, he's rapping about being a rejected kid, his family members being on drugs and doing terrible things, and it's a bop. It's like, oh yeah, speak about child abuse, Keem. Okay, what about them drugs? Come on, what about them drugs? Who is having sex with the ice cream man? What? Those are actual parts of the album.
So I mentioned it briefly, but what is your favorite J. Cole album?
was between KOD and 2014 as far as Soul Drives, I think.
KOD, really? Actually, I also thought KOD got a bad rap from people. I quite enjoyed KOD.
And KOD is a good album. KOD is a very good album. I love the production on KOD because the one thing I've loved about J. Cole is his rapping. The one thing that I have not liked is the fact that he produces. I don't think J. Cole's a great producer.
Yeah,
and I think it's
agree.
held his music back. And because KOD, he moved away from his production style and got other producers involved, I enjoyed it more.
For me, it's always been, and it's technically not an album, but Friday Night Lights. Ah, man, I love Friday Night Lights.
Oh no, definitely that one is one of my favorite.
I love it. Then probably 2014 Forest Hills
Do you know,
Drive.
like Friday Night Lights? I relate to it on a visceral level. Like the things he's rapping about are things I was experiencing. I was like, yeah. In retrospect, I'm like, oh, why was I living like that? Why was I living like that, yo?
I love Friday Night Lights, man. And so I mentioned a couple of weeks ago in the lead up to J. Cole's new album, I was like, let me go back and listen to all the J. Cole albums in order, his entire discography. And I actually hadn't listened to Friday Night Lights in a while until maybe like 3-4 years ago. It was a very regular listen. And I guess, I don't know, time catches up with you. And I hadn't really listened to it a lot anymore. Yo, that is, it reminded me like, yo, this is actually my favorite. And then probably 2014 Forest Hills Drives, I think. Anyway.
Breaking news, Dan. Also, we didn't discuss this, but did we discuss the fact that you cursed the cricket team? Because ever since you spoke about them on the podcast, they've been getting their butts handed to them.
Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah. So we've had,
And
the thing is,
it's gone from bad to worse, Dan. It's gone from bad
we just
to worse.
lost to India, didn't we?
It's gone from bad to worse. Have you seen the latest blow to the cricket team?
What's that?
Wicknell has offered them $1 million.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
That's not gonna piss off the ICC in any form or fashion. That should be above board, right? That's not gonna be a problem. It's not like cricket is already a sport riddled with claims about gambling and match fixing and improper payments. This is fine.
They obviously won't. They won't accept it, obviously, Phil. Okay.
It's not like our captain accepted something recently. Nah.
No, I have no comments. Here's a story that I came across my timeline this week. I saw Shimza was posting something, and I was like, "What is this guy talking about?" And he was posting about a Grootman who signed a fake artist or whatever. And then I played the video. So he accused a record label of signing a fake AI artist that released a song that was actually a song recreated from clips that he had posted on his social media of unreleased songs. Yeah, it says Grootman signed a fake artist who used AI to recreate my song from clips they got off my posts. Yeah, and then
Can you play the song? Or yeah, I think we can play the AI song, right? Surely.
okay, let me. Well, I'll play the video that he quoted, right?
Okay.
And you can hear what he says. But the first part of it is a man speaking slowly and annoyingly, but still. Let me see if I'll fast forward it. Hold on 1 sec. Scrolling past all these takes on the BAFTAs that I saved. And I come to Shimza's tweet. There we go. Okay. He says, AI music is going to be such a problem. So this is the video. Let me play it.
Hello.
I'm going to fast forward. He's talking a lot.
This is a release that came today out. This one.
Today out.
So I can play. Listen carefully. Let's go a little bit more in front. Listen to the vocals, the melody.
Oopsie, sorry. So Shimza claims that this is a recreation of his songs using AI. This made me think about the current hit song that is allegedly made by Amapiano. I mean, by AI, the Amapiano song, Suga.
It's confirmed. It's not alleged. It's confirmed.
Yeah, I feel I don't want to make sweeping statements on a podcast.
The account that claimed the song that has the same name and that has been beefing with the whole industry claimed and has admitted, because he can't even take. I don't know if you're seeing, but that Rio Gopane fellow can't even take gigs because he doesn't know how to DJ.
Meanwhile, this hit song, which I won't lie, before I knew it was an AI generated track, I was like, tune.
But then when you shift it, when you shift it one monotone up, it becomes the Vusaki song. It's literally the Vusaki song.
So I don't know if you saw, Google purchased. They purchased an AI company, Producer AI,
and they launched Lyria. Yes, I saw Lyria the other day.
Yeah, so
I wasn't in the mood.
It's Google's version of Suno. I tested it. It honestly didn't feel as good as Suno. I made one. I tried to make a Two Broke Twimbos song and it sucked. But and I only tried once, so I don't know. Maybe my prompt was wrong and I could have made it better or whatever. But the point is, Google is going into AI generated music now, which is insane to me because isn't Suno in the middle of a huge lawsuit? Meanwhile, there's this whole say no to Suno movement that's running.
No, Suno is. I think they've done licensing deals with everyone now. They did licensing with Merlin. They've done licensing with Sony and Warner and Universal.
I can see why this is very profitable for Google. Imagine if more and more videos start using AI generated music on YouTube. And now they don't have to pay out to labels and artists.
Well, which is what Spotify's been doing.
Imagine 90%. Yeah, if you still want to use, if you still want to make official music, you can. But I mean, if you just want something in the background of your video, you can get something for free. Well, I think we are getting into more and more of a hellscape. If I play Suga, will it be taken down?
By who?
Surely there's some content ID around it.
No, not yet. Sony claims to have a content ID too, but it's sketchy at best.
Anyway, we are in a hellscape. So that's the story there on AI music.
We are living in a wailing video. Like people keep saying, like we're entering Black Mirror. We're about to. No, guys, we have been in it for quite some time. We're literally season 2 of Black Mirror right now. We are in hell.
We may as well take opportunity while we're talking about AI stuff. We may as well make this the Tech Ombudsman segment and talk about this new Perplexity launch. So,
okay, the Tech Ombudsman. We should get like a proper stab.
In previous episodes of this podcast, I have mentioned that Perplexity had fallen behind the big three. That's OpenAI, Google's DeepMind, and Anthropic's Claude. It was not performing as well in all the benchmarks, and innovations just kept on coming from the others that were just not coming from Claude. In fact, at this point, many people would actually say that OpenAI is even number 3. That ChatGPT is not moving at the same pace as Claude and Gemini. Well, Perplexity said, hold my beer. And they came through with something they call Perplexity Computer. A very basic explanation is, if you remember us talking about ClaudeBot, aka OpenClaw, this is now an official version of that. It's a multi-agent platform. The idea is when you ask it to do a task, it creates agents that do every subtask. Now, most AI tools kind of have a sort of version that does that. Grok recently released 3.1 that does that. Claude sort of does that. Gemini doesn't quite, I don't think. But yeah, they sort of do that. But Perplexity does it really well. So they put out some demos. The one that caught my eye, as you know, because I do this for our podcast, literally said, get the video for this podcast, identify the part in the podcast where they talk about this, clip it into a TikTok video. And they demonstrated this thing, automatically locating the video on YouTube, finding the clip, cutting the clip, and then providing the 30-second clip. And it did it using multiple sort of sub-agents within the prompt. Now, whether that will work or not work, obviously, remains to be seen. But if it is what they claim, things are moving. Things are moving. Honestly, Perplexity Computer just sort of shot to the top of people's interest at the moment just because of that.
I haven't used it yet. Have you used it yet?
No, I have not. I literally read about it today and I shared it. I don't have a Perplexity.
I also now, as someone even use it, I approach these things with a bit of skepticism because let me bring this story to attention. I don't know if you saw the story, Dan. Because you were ranting and raving about OpenClaw last episode and the episode before, and I said this is dumb. People who install this are dumb, and there will be consequences. And let me read you this headline: AI tool OpenClaw wipes the inbox of Meta's AI alignment director, despite repeated commands to stop. Executive had to manually terminate the AI to stop the bot from continuing to erase data. Let me say that again so you guys understand what I'm saying. The head of Meta, which is the company that owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, the head of the AI alignment director, had this machine not running on a sandbox device, by the way, running on the actual home computer, the same computer where they might do official work. Maybe, we don't know, possibly. And it started deleting all of their emails. So, and they even screenshotted this because they were interacting with the bot via WhatsApp. They had to run home to unplug the bot.
I saw that story. So, again, obviously, if you have a powerful tool, there's potential for misuse. Now, when you saw what you claim was ranting and raving, was not necessarily about OpenClaw itself. It was more about the fact that there is a model of agentic AI use that is actually doing things in the real world. Now, OpenClaw was an open source made by a somewhat amateur person. So obviously it had issues. And that's why I said most techies were running it.
No, actually, wait, correction. No. The person that made OpenClaw is a seasoned developer who was already rich. He even said
so. What I mean by that is okay. Let me clarify my statement. Peter Steinberger is the one who created OpenClaw. He is a seasoned developer, yes, but what I meant by amateurish is it wasn't made by a major AI company like Perplexity or Anthropic, etc., because these are obviously extremely powerful, extremely data hungry tools, and so on. In fact, he even admitted himself that it was entirely vibe coded. He says he didn't use any code himself to make OpenClaw. It was entirely coded by Claude Code. By the way, Peter Steinberger has now joined OpenAI. So I don't know if that officially means OpenClaw is part of OpenAI. I don't think so. But Peter Steinberger is now...
they bought him. They bought him out.
Yeah. So yeah. So the thing is, OpenClaw itself, and what I said is most techies are installing it on a brand new machine with nothing else on it because it's just so dangerous. It actually does stuff. Imagine if it hallucinates. Imagine if it, just like no LLM is perfect right now, and a lot of this is based on LLM capabilities. So yeah, most techies, the reason why I somewhat dismissed it is because for you to install OpenClaw, you don't just download an app and install it. You have to have a little bit of knowledge of development to be able to install it. Even if you do bypass all of that, then you deserve what's coming to you. Most techies were installing it, or that's why they were buying all these Mac Minis and Mac Studios, because then they would install it on a fresh machine with nothing on it. And then you start adding capabilities here and there and allowing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And you would have a third party sort of pause to, what would be allowed. That's what most people were doing. But clearly this Meta person decided to just give it full access to everything. And there's some people who did that, and they are telling stories of what's happening. Anyway, agentic AI, if you get the feeling that, LLMs are cool and stuff, like it can help me write an email and can help me do a document, but it's not really that useful. I can understand someone who thinks that, depending on what you do for work. If these agentic, or like these agents work, that changes anything you do on a computer could now be fully handled. But I spend so much time each week editing videos, whether it's for the podcast or it's for my radio show or, whatever else. If I had an agentic tool that did that and understood based on instructions I give it, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. If I had an agentic tool that wasn't just an LLM, it actually was an agent that can go through my email inbox, flag what is urgent that needs to be dealt with today, and put the other stuff on, on my to-do list. and it was actually able to do that, that would be huge. Theoretically, co-work can kind of do that, Claude co-work, or theoretically, Gemini in Google Docs and whatever can kind of do that, but not really well yet. OpenClaw was the first time that it was actually doing that kind of stuff that I saw. And now with Perplexity Computer, that's what we have. Apparently an agentic system that isn't just, you can kind of write stuff good. It actually does things theoretically. Now, again, I'm not buying into the hype. I understand these are all companies that are trying to get their valuations, and they're incentivized to hide the flaws. And either way, there's still going to be a long way to go to sort of get rid of all hallucinations and stuff like that, which I don't know if it's even possible to do that based on how these things are built.
Literally, there was a paper, and even OpenAI admitted the way LLMs are designed, it's impossible to completely get rid of hallucinations.
That having been said,
oh, snap. Dan. Sorry. My ADHD. Did you read the story of how Claudebot hacked the Mexican government?
Yes. I saw that as well.
We'll come back to that.
Here's another story. Here's another wild story. This dude used, I believe it was Claudebot. Maybe it was just Claude Code, but Claudebot. He was trying to, he wanted to control his DJI drone. Yeah, not drone. I think it was his
bot, DJI
cleaning bot. Yeah. So he was just trying to get an Xbox controller to do it. So he was like, "Oh, can I
PlayStation, please?" It was a PlayStation controller.
PlayStation. Okay, his console controller to control this DJI device, and the thing vibe coded him something to control 7,000 devices. This is all of a sudden he's like controlling 7,000 robots around the world, which is insane. But anyway, yeah.
So anyone with DJI products that have cameras and access to your home schematics, enjoy, have fun.
No, they shut it down.
So here's a fun thing, right? If someone was able to vibe code something that exploited a vulnerability in your vacuum,
and that was accidental. That was accidental.
Yeah. What's the likelihood of nefarious people having unfettered access to everything, especially if you have an IP camera, or you subscribe to Wise, or you subscribe to Nest, subscribe to Ring Doorbell?
We're doomed, Phil. There's nothing. Abana, we're doomed. I said this I was having a debate with someone in the comment section of one of my videos, and I was saying, at this point, there's no, short of becoming a hermit, you're kind of doomed. I don't think that we must all give up and just give everything to the billionaires, but there's no avoiding it. You can't.
Dan, have you ever read the Unabomber's manifesto?
No, I have not. I have morals.
Oh no! Just when you get a chance, even just maybe read an AI summary of the Unabomber's manifesto. I'm not saying I endorse it in any form or fashion, but a lot of things he said seem to have come true. Like he seemed to have been on the track. So for those of you that don't know, just look up the Unabomber and then look up his manifesto and what he warned us about. And just look it up out of interest. Interesting thing.
It's hard, man. It's so hard, Philip.
That's what she said.
Anyway, while we're still in the Tech Ombudsman segment, we can briefly talk about the new Samsung Galaxy S26 that dropped.
I haven't had a chance to have a look at. Wait a minute.
No, I'm not currently sponsored by them. No. I'm not.
I was about to say Dan.
The same way that we are going to talk about Apple's event next week.
Wait, speaking of, did you ever get an S20 what?
Oh, only as a brief thing to use. Yeah. Not to own.
So, when am I against Brownlee and them get draws of these items that they never said? Guys. Samsung, guys, don't do my boy like that, bro. Come on now.
Tagasara, we're in Zimbabwe.
If there's two things Dan should never be without because of the things he's been shilling recently. Dan should never want for airtime or data, and he should never want for a Samsung device. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. If I were to even let people know. Anyway, Samsung dropped the Galaxy S26, more of the same, nothing amazing, except for one thing, which was the privacy display. Now, lots of Zimbabweans are very familiar with the screen protector, the privacy screen protector.
I was actually going to talk about that. Like, yo,
For just $5.
finally, Samsung has heard the cries of Zimbabwean and Nigerian men the world over. And it's be like, we got you guys. You know, they know their key audience. They know their key customer profile.
So they say on the S26, I believe it's on the Ultra. I don't know if it's on all of them. They announced the built-in privacy screen, which you can turn on from the scroll down thingy. You can turn it on for the whole screen. You can turn it on just for notifications. You can turn it on just for certain apps. You can turn it on just for certain parts of your screen. It was pretty impressive. I must say, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. You can turn it off. So obviously, I unfortunately have a privacy screen protector. I didn't want one. It was the only one available for this phone size at the place that I bought. And the problem is it dims the screen. So it's not as...
Yeah, I remember buying one and I immediately...
Yeah, I don't like it. So I'm going to replace it just now because it's already got the cracks and stuff. So I'll get the regular one. But without it, with this new feature, you can have it off and you'll have the normal screen and you can turn it on for specific things or turn it on only for specific apps or just for notifications. That's dope, man. I was like, okay, pretty cool. And they were doing demonstrations of how it works. I was like, okay. Something that's actually like, okay, you guys are actually doing something. Apparently, this is based on the types of pixels that they have on the screen, narrow versus wide pixels. So normally you see the wide pixels, but for that specific space, it will only use the narrow pixels and so on and so on. So
white pixels? What?
Wide. Apart from that, like it's got a nice camera, all the usuals, but it's...
So wait, they didn't even give you like an A series phone. They couldn't give you like an A20 or nothing.
To do what? Why would
They didn't give
Phil?
They didn't give you like a mini Sam, like a little Tab 7 or something.
I was doing a show on radio.
They didn't even give you like a power pack.
They gave me. I got a package from Samsung. It actually came with some pretty cool stuff. It came with a dope backpack. It came with this little phone stand that I didn't realize I love it. I use it so much. It came with what was in there? There was like a there's a couple of odds and ends. A couple of just various odds and ends in there. No actual devices, like phone/tablet. But yeah. And to be fair, I wasn't the one. It wasn't me personally, Sadeni, who was sponsored by Samsung. It was a radio show. It was a ZFM sponsorship. If I can get a personal sponsorship for me, yeah, look me, now I can negotiate with you guys. Come on. But yeah. Okay, Phil. Let's take a look at. Let's see, how long have we done? Can I feel comfortable? At this stage, yeah, we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. We can just wrap up with a few small stories. I wanted to make sure. Have you been seeing I'm a 2K Fest?
Yeah, I've been seeing the updates. Once again, why are we talking about it? We aren't going. Our listeners are beyond that age group.
We have young listeners. We have Phil.
Let's leave this to the Zigo podcast of the world. That's
we have young listeners, and I think for our listeners,
our listeners have kids going to.
That's
that
what
festival.
I'm saying. Yeah, for our listeners' parents, for the parents of said kids going to the festival, we should let them know about it. Also, it's branded I'm a 2K Fest. I don't know if there's someone out there who's a fan.
I was laughing at someone who's our age who was asking about the festival because they're like, "Yo, I need to go see Ruga," and I was like, "Fam, do you not see the name? You're gonna stick out like a sore thumb." Now it's in this climate. In this climate, you don't want to be the near 40-year-old person at the 2K Fest. It's giving island.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Reminds me of a story I've shared on this podcast before. Munya invited me to a party. When I got there, it was a bunch of kids, and he was like, "Listen, me and a couple other people were asked to chaperone this party, and I didn't want to do it alone, so now you have to join us." I was so mad.
Wait, which Munya is this?
Yeah, I'll just mention his first name, but this was years ago. But I was so mad at Munya.
Okay.
I was like, "What the heck, bro?" So we were literally just like, "Hey, get away from there!" Hey, stop. We shut it down. I think it ended at 10 p.m. actually. It was literally like 13 to 15-year-olds there, bruh.
You guys are horrible people, man. You guys are horrible people. Oh, man.
Anyway, I think that's all I have, Phil. I don't know if there's anything you want to talk about. We're going to be at the Namas this weekend, so we will give you an update of what's going on. We'll be paying attention to whether the AI video will win. We'll also be paying attention to what the attendance is going to be like.
Actually, I forgot to get my outfit. Jeez Louise.
I'm not. I feel. Let's make a pact. Let's just wear normal clothes.
But
No, I mean I'll dress formal, but I first of all I don't have enough motion right now to be looking for a stylist. Second of all,
also, you know what? I actually would have loved to go to Rick Ross. I had so much fun at the first Rick Ross concert. I actually want to go back.
Oh yeah, but it's happening the same night as Nama, right?
But the Namas will be done before Rick Ross goes.
You said it's a new events organizer. Well, let's see.
But it's Eclipse. Come on, Eclipse are seasoned in this. You know what? For whatever issues, and we can be transparent and honest, whatever hiccups they're having with the pre-event marketing, which I believe has been a bit of a sore spot for them, what I am very confident in Eclipse doing is putting on a good show. Mm-hmm. Because every other Eclipse event I've seen or I've been to has been A1 on the event side. So I think the show itself is going to be good. The other stuff, we yet to see. So the performances, I believe, will be great. The scripting, the run of show, that is where we are yet to see. So that might be good.
I just hope, okay, this is what I hope. I hope that they prioritize the TV of it.
And I think that's been the mandate, has it not?
I hope so.
I think that's what.
So yeah, I mean, happening on the same night, this Saturday, we've got the NAMA Awards, the National Arts Merit Awards, which we, Phil and myself, shall be present at. And we've also got the Hustle and Heritage Show. It's happening at a hippodrome, Phil.
The hippodrome.
How?
What do you mean?
That place, we were there, Phil.
Because the Namas already took the other venue, so.
No, I mean, yeah, but can it not be an outdoor venue?
Also, they've been development since.
Okay, you know? All right, okay.
Also, Dan, also connect the dots. If you stop to connect the dots, you'll understand why it's there.
Of course. I just mean, I'm assuming that there are going to be multiple thousands of people. Then again, okay, let's see. It's okay. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. You know what? It's good that I've got family in Brayside. But yeah, so that's the plan. Then let's go. And then we'll park the car at my aunt's house, walk to the hippodrome, have a good time. Then,
nah, I'm cool. Nah, I'm all right. Namas, I'll be there. Hippodrome. It's okay. You can tell me how it goes afterwards. Yeah, no, it's all right. Okay, Phil, let's wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you once again for listening to another episode of...
Thank you so much, guys. And thank you for everyone who's been supporting us. Yeah. We're starting off strong. We're only going to go from strength to strength this year. We're going to get back to video because people. I bumped into someone that was asking. So you know what the annoying thing is. So at the conference I was at, Tabo was happened to be there. Tabo from 6 Foot Weights. He's in the country for this conference that I was at as well. So I was chilling with him, and then someone's like, "Oh, Phil, how you doing? Blah blah blah. Do you still do the podcast?" And Tabo took great pleasure in trolling because he's like, "Yeah, these guys record once every 2 months." Well, I can guarantee this week. 2 Broke Twimbos as an episode. Guess which show is not recording this week? Because I know damn well Tabo didn't carry any mics.
We even offered, hey Tabo, we can do an episode together.
Tabo was like, no, I have to go to Harare. I want to have fun. No, I've got a visa. Let me know. Okay, his wife listens.
No. Of which you'll be shocked. Sena will do the episode. Sans Tabo. But anyway, yeah.
Let's be serious.
Please,
if anyone is doing that episode, it's Nat.
TwoBrokeTwimbos.com/donate. You can do a once-off donation. Our Patreon is still in construction. Please, it's on me. I was on it. But
Dad, can you please get Claude Bot to code our Patreon?
Do you know what? At this point, I have a long to-do list that I am plugging through the moment we're done with this podcast. The editing of this podcast is also going to go on that to-do list. So let's hope that I'm able to get through that to-do list.
I was going to offer, but yeah, there's some issues. I've been kicked out of multiple accounts right now. So if anyone wants to gift me an Adobe subscription,
one day you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn that piracy is the way, my brother. Anyway, of which I actually wait.
Oh, I was actually investigating, and then I was like, But okay, you know what? Actually, you know what?
Wait,
Never mind.
What am I using? There's something that I signed up for that gives me a complimentary Adobe subscription for us, like 3 months or something. What did I sign up for?
If you bought a new hard drive recently.
No, it was this Logitech stuff.
Yeah. Also, yeah, give me that. No, but yeah, it'll give me a weird. So I've done that before. It's a scam because what they do is they put you on a different tier.
Yeah, it's not.
And then I ended up with like 2 subscriptions on my Adobe. It was very annoying.
Yeah. No, I am never, guys. I wanted to do things the right way. I subscribed, and I was like, no, what I'm trying to do is this is the wrong subscription. And I was like, you will never, in my life, Adobe will never see a cent from me. I swear, Adobe will see nothing from me. In fact, I will actively be cheering the fall of Adobe. I regularly send DMs to Claude on Twitter to say, please, can you come up with some features that will kill Adobe?
Have you seen Gemini now integrates Adobe editing into Nano Banana?
I want the downfall of Adobe. This is my life.
What if they want to sponsor us then?
I will. Okay, look, I'm willing to accept if they come with a big enough figure. But
you're about to say some wild stuff. Huh?
I'm here for the downfall of Adobe.
Then you remember you got bills and you're like, wait a minute. Okay,
all right,
let's not be too hasty.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we will catch you again in the next episode. Find us. I will do my best to get some clips of this out on the socials. So please share them.
Yeah. Let me also look to find. Actually, I bumped into some video guys. Let me see what I can whip up. Yeah.
Let's give them. This can be their test. Give them the video. Just say, put it together. Give us some clips. And if they understand how social media works, they got to understand, the fast-paced nature, the cuts, the hook, and the payoff. All of that they can do. Put it together. We move.
And just go. Indeed.
Okay, until the next one, we out, guys. Bye-bye.